Proud of our players in the way that they just kept taking punches and responding to it. And from the beginning of the game, from the second half, it was a game of runs, and we were right in the middle of it. And I thought our response, our intent, our resiliency was excellent. They're getting better all the time. They're trying to grow and improve constantly. That's exactly what we're doing, and it showed that way tonight. And great coaching effort by our staff. Steve McLean was the key on this scout, and gave it to these guys in very quick doses, especially with the quick turnaround from Wisconsin. And I thought our guys did a great job of retaining what was important from last week and applying it over the last, somewhat hours to get ready for this game. And would have been very easy a couple times to let them get on runs and not respond, and our guys didn't do that. So we knew that it was going to be a game where depth was going to be key because of how good Iowa's depth is, and really felt that it was going to be a very important night for guys like Stanford, Robinson, Evan Gordon, and Jeremy Hollowell, and lo and behold, they did it. And we felt like Devin could do more, and we tried to move him around a little bit the last day and a half to help him. He did a good job, made some big plays for us. And certainly our starters, led by Yogi's floor game tonight, and Will's performance, just fantastic. What an unbelievably ironic thing to have his career high in the night he gets honored for his 1,000th point. And really, I thought he was going for 2,000 tonight. Actually, considering it's been 1,000, it's been a few weeks ago. But really proud of them. And then the last, certainly not least, is the crowd energy was fantastic. And we're going to need every bit of that on Sunday to play Ohio State.
Okay, Dustin?
Basically, I mean, you knew they were going to want to run. You guys haven't played nearly that fast in a while. Just what made you decide just to say, to heck with it, let's run with it?
It wasn't wrong, was it?
No.
No, it was good. I mean, no, we want to run. I mean, we absolutely want to run. Sometimes we have to watch our decision making, and I think that curbs a bit. Sometimes, obviously, there's teams in this league that really have no interest in having any type of pace, and they do a good job of getting back. You know what Iowa does? Iowa just keeps improving in so many areas, and that break is incredible, because really everybody can score, whether they can get to the rim, whether they can shoot a three. Devin Marble has become such a very good catch and shoot shooter. And the good news for us in the first half, and we had to make some real adjustments in the second half defensively. And we played very small, and we did a lot of all-out switching, as I'm sure most of you saw, that there were times we were just switching everything. And we had 3 guards in, which we used to do that, in the past couple of years, but that was not anything that we've really tried to spend a lot of time on this year. But it just had to happen. And so we've got Yogi and Evan and Stan fighting Basabi and White and Woodbury and Olasini down in the paint, and that's just why they took the punches. They just kept going. That's why that's such a good analogy for this. They just kept playing. But bottom line is, when we get an opportunity to run, we think we're pretty good at that too. And the program we've always tried to be built on that. But the one thing that we needed to make the most improvement on from Tuesday night to tonight was our offensive spacing. And I think for the most part we did that.
Terry?
You feel like Will's had a real sense of urgency, of late. It just seemed like it's kind of picked up.
No, I think no. I wouldn't say he plays so hard. No, that. If I said yes to that, that could infer that he doesn't go all out every game, and that's certainly not the case. So no, I wouldn't say that. I would say that he's playing like the Will Sheehy that everybody has come to know, love, and respect. And over the past couple of years, and not worry about other things. And I don't mean worry about next year. No, he's not like that at all. It's just go out and play. We need his leadership. We need his courage. We need Will to be Will. And everybody in here that covers us knows what that means. And that's exactly what he's doing. And I think his teammates respond. And I didn't know he had 30. And he was on TV, and I come back in, and the players are just going crazy for him. They're so excited. And I hear him giving Yogi credit for the passing and Evan. I mean, he's a great teammate. And it's never been easy. All his friends, and he's come up with are here and gone, And we have huge leadership expectations for him because he's capable. And I think he's embracing those right now.
Zach?
Just kind of back to the pace, I mean, how encouraging was it to see this team that comfortable playing that fast? I know there were some turnovers and things, but just in general, they looked very at home.
Yeah, well, I think that's what we try to be. And certainly when we can get out and run and play fast like that, we've done it before. I mean, sometimes it's not us. Sometimes it's just the fact that people are back. Now, sometimes it is us with our decision making, obviously. We all know that. But sometimes teams just want to, take the air out of it, or we haven't defended well enough. It's very hard to play fast like Iowa did and then come back and slow it down on defense. And I think that's one of the reasons they're good. They can play fast because they play so many people. They can get after you on both ends of the floor. They put pressure on the rim and they put pressure on you. And they have great length. My goodness. I mean, you know they do, but then you get into the game and you really see it. You can see it on film, but it doesn't do justice to what it is when those guys are in there. But it was good for us. I mean, that's what the program's been built on. There's never a time that anybody in here is trying to play a deliberate style of basketball. We're not trying to play a slower pace. We just want to make good decisions. And sometimes with this youth, we've had to slow it down at times to get those decisions to improve so that we have good possessions.
Jeff?
How normal was this for Will to simply be honored for the 1,000, get a career high for 30, help you guys?
Well, I think it's great. You'll have to ask him, but I think it's fantastic. I think everybody's happy for Will, so I don't think there's any question that it's a big deal.
Dustin?
Was there anything you guys saw, whether it was on film or just when it got into the game, that showed you that Will was going to be able to just beat his guy down the floor like that, that was going to be open, just him kind of running a fly around?
No. Will's had success against Iowa in the past. No, we didn't spend a lot of time on the court. A little bit of time on the court last night, but we spent more time in the film room, and truly it was more about us than it just was about Iowa. And some of that, you take a chance, because, and you had the preparation last week, and then we got into more of it today and a little bit yesterday. But the bottom line is we needed to improve. We needed to improve our spacing. We needed to improve our commitment to that spacing. We needed to improve our cutting. We needed to improve playing without the ball. We needed to improve our break. And there's still room for improvement, but it was considerably better today than it was on Tuesday night. And not just because Wisconsin gets back, maybe that's, they don't send as many to the glass, so they're back a little bit more, but we were way better. And we had way too much game slippage offensively with our spacing and our cutting the other night. And it carried over into the defensive end where we got a little stale and stagnant when it came to getting over screens. Should we switch? Should we not? There were times tonight we just switched to everything. And we're actually, if we can do that with a 3-guard lineup, which we haven't really done in the past this year, that's a big deal. And we saw some fight and some guys fighting that low post that has been coming, but now they really proved it in the game. That'll really help them.
Pete?
Yeah, Tony, you played very fast tonight. It's a 3-game grind. You got one more game. How do you look at these next 2 days in terms of taking it easy on them, or do you just go hard? How do you approach it?
The season is, you're pacing your team all the time in practice. Bless you. And the bottom line is, we started some of that. Well, we've started it earlier. I think when you have the young guys think everything is the longest thing they've ever dealt with in their life. I mean, they're probably right, but the bottom line is we've cut back. When you have as young a team as we have right now, in the past, as a younger coach, I wouldn't have cut back as much, but this year I have considerably. So, because it just, you have to watch, the walls so much, and they come. They come when you least expect it. But we've been in a pace, and since last week when we knew the game was going to move in potentially to tonight, we started it even a little bit more. So we're right on pace with where we need to be.
Last question, Zach?
Just kind of going back to that switching, I mean, was that kind of what keyed? I think there was an 8.5-minute stretch where they didn't make a field goal kind of there in the second half. Was that kind of what
We were good there. We were good at it. No, there's no question about that. Now, they missed some shots. I'm sure Fran can look at it and see they probably missed some shots. I have to go back and watch the film, but our numbers were really, really good in that when we went to that. No question. Go ahead, Dustin.
Real quick, what did it mean for just Evan to have the night he had? You
It was
mentioned
great. I think it was great. He's working very hard. When his intensity level in that fast pace, And maybe we're onto something too, because he didn't practice the day before the Michigan game. He had a great game. Well, he has night classes, and with the graduate school classes, we didn't have him yesterday. So he came in and he worked out with Tim Buckley, but we didn't have him in the film session or the practice. So don't tell him. I mean, we got to keep letting him have off days. It was like a flu day for him, and he did a great job. And we knew we were going to need. I thought those three to come off the bench and play really well, and they went above and beyond that tonight, and hopefully we can build on that. All right, thank you.
One question.